As it pertains to the Inglewood City Council, successor agency, Housing Authority, and Parking Authority, a quorum is present.
Any persons wishing to authority?
Move allow payment.
Second.
City Council, successor agency, and Housing Authority members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Butts.
So moved.
Second.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
To clarify, that was 2 through 10.
Oh, number 10.
Mike.
Oh, microphone.
Well, they didn't hear me, so it
2
didn't
through
count.
10.
2 through 10. 01.
Staff report recommending the introduction of a salary ordinance for the fiscal year 2017 and 18.
Motion waive further reading.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Butts.
Aye.
I introduce.
Thank you.
02.
Staff report recommending adoption of an ordinance number 1718, repealing the Inglewood Municipal Code, Section 12-16.4, and adding Article 34 to Chapter 12 of the Inglewood Municipal Code entitled Cannabis Regulations to prohibit, restrict, and regulate medical and non-medical cannabis and commercial cannabis activities to the fullest extent authorized by the law.
Motion waive further reading.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. Move adopt
Second.
number 1718.
Council members, Dodson.
Second and aye.
Oh,
I'm-
Ralph.
No, Ralph seconded already.
Aye.
Move to adopt.
I didn't hear.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. A1.
Thank you, Mayor. The first closed session we had was Riviera versus City of Inglewood. So listed as City of Pasadena, but it's the City of Inglewood. Case number BC 591572. This is a trip and fall that occurred in the City of Inglewood. A discussion was held and direction given to staff. The second item is a closed session regarding conference with real property negotiators. The property was at 100 East Nutwood Street in the City of Inglewood. The city negotiator for that item is Artie Fields, the city manager. The negotiating party is Young G. Park of Nayrock Property Development. As to that, there was a discussion held, and there's a request for a refund of the deposit.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye.
Location being at 3915 West 102nd Street. The city negotiator is Artie Fields, the city manager. The negotiating party is Lance E. Miller, general counsel for Sugar Afina. As to that item, a discussion was held and direction given to staff.
CI1.
Initiative by Councilmember George W. Dodson recommending approval of a city sponsorship for the 2017 District 1 Annual Christmas Toy Drive celebration to be held on December 7th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at St. Mary's Academy.
Approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. CSA 2.
Approval of the minutes for successor agency meeting held on June 20th, 2017.
So move.
Second.
What number are you at?
CSA 2, it's making a recommendation to approve the minutes. It didn't say receive
Oh,
and
okay.
file.
I was looking at the wrong. Yeah.
Madam Clerk.
Successor agency members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. CSA 3.
A letter from the Office of General Counsel, Successor Agency, recommending denial of the claim filed on July 18, 2017 by MSG Form LLC for alleged breach of contract of development agreement.
I'll approve the denial.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Successor agency members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. H2.
Approval of the minutes for the Housing Authority meeting held on June 20th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Housing Authority members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. P1.
Letter from the Office of the General Counsel Parking Authority recommending denial of the claim filed on July 18th, 2017 by MSG Form LLC for alleged breach of contract for the development agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Parking Authority members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. Okay. I move and I appoint S.T. Riley, Housing Advisory Commission.
Move concurrence.
Second.
We got it. Madam Clerk.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Any person who wishes to address City Council on any matter not connected with city business not elsewhere considered may do so at this time. 1 minute.
Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, 66, 67, conscious objector. If you've all been reading, they're all throwing themselves on the mercy of a sword for the atrocities that they committed against the Constitution and all relevant events. They have been trashing your sons and daughters' records for years. Now President Bush is denying and wants to deny citizens their citizenship here. Touching anybody. Anyway, but yet still he wants to bring in 30,000 additional immigrants from our colony. It was founded that way, but he'll bring in criminals to defile the Constitution, and that's why they get to do it. They bring in criminals from another country.
We're
to
at
do their
time, Mr.
dirty
Parker.
work. Yes, sir.
Parker, this really isn't city business, though, but we always indulge you. You're done. You're done. You're
As if you
You're-
have
you're
any other
done,
comment
sir.
not relevant to this, I
Sir-
can say what I say. This
sir,
is
you're
freedom
done.
of speech.
You're done. You're
Part of
Mr.
the
Pa-
problem with your
Sergeant Arms,
atrocities.
would you remove him?
Good afternoon, Inglewood residents, City Council. Here, my name is Michael. I'm here with Uplift Inglewood, and we want our elected officials to just prioritize homes before arenas. In a time where many of us are finding it harder and harder to maintain, to become and be part of this city, we believe that our elected officials should prioritize the housing for those who are striving to thrive in a beginning stage thriving city. With that, current workforce can afford and make true lasting investments in our community. We as Uplift Inglewood as a coalition are asking this city council and the residents of Inglewood to continuously bring back humanity and put people before profit today. And think about all the people who need housing in the city of Inglewood, all the young people who are looking to go to school in Inglewood and just be residents, and just prioritize their mothers who are hard workers, those single fathers, and just give that assistance while we thrive. If our goal is for the city of Inglewood to thrive, let's house our
Very
champions
kind,
and let
sir.
them thrive with it.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Sean. I'm also with the Uplift Inglewood Coalition. I want to speak to the point that the land should serve community needs. This principle is actually embedded in our state law in the Surplus Land Act, which requires cities to prioritize the sale or lease or surplus land for affordable housings or parks and open space. It appears that Inglewood's code sections regulating the sales of the city land do not reference or implement the procedural requirements of the Surplus Land Act. We have submitted a letter to the record with more detail. We encourage proper implementation and urge the city to follow the Surplus Land Act requirements and the disposition of all surplus land, including those sites being considered for the Clippers Arena proposal. And thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Garrick. I'm here with Uplift Inglewood in support of homes before arenas. I want to be clear that we're not anti-development, but rather advocates for responsible community serving development. Based on deep input and residential engagement, we've developed a comprehensive proposal. We'd like the public land that is being considered for the Clippers Arena to instead be used for the community investments, true community investments rather, such as youth centers, senior centers, and homegrown business incubation centers. What we have been told that the sites are not suitable for housing, but the city has yet to produce any evidence to support the claim. In fact, we have done our own research to suggest that the sites may be used for housing. We will speak to each of the three purported barriers further. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, good afternoon. Kathy Deppie. I'm a member of Holy Faith Episcopal, which is here in Inglewood. I'm part of Uplift Coalition. Just that we should put homes before arenas in our city. Heard, we think that it's the houses are suitable, or the public land is suitable for housing, and that zoning is considered a problem. Currently zoned M1L. Still have the legal discretion to development and actually under the environment. Inglewood's adopted housing element expressly contemplates zone changes as a strategy to address housing problems. So take another look at that. And there is actual real precedence for the city doing that. The Hollywood Park specific plan involved an ordinance that changed the site's zoning from a designation that did not permit residential use to a new zone that would enable mixed-use residential development. And if the city can do it there for a site directly across the street, it can do the same. Zone change can be done, has been done, and it should be done again.
City Council staff and citizens of Inglewood. As a citizen of Inglewood, property owner, I'll put my 2 cents in on this. I want us to get the most. This is about just the land itself. Have this coalition go to its handlers, who are probably triple-digit multimillionaires and billionaires. Have them buy the land. We'll sell it to them for fair market price, and you guys knock yourself out. Build it. Build whatever you want. Build a playground. It's yours. Because I have to ask the question, band called War, what was that, one of the many hits, Where Was You At? Where was you at 5 years ago? Folks, let's keep it real.
Let everybody go over. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Where was you at, right?
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood and very proud of it. 115,000 people in the city, and out of the 115,000 people, they voted for these people up here, the council, the staff, well, the council, they voted for the council to represent this city. And I just want to say to the council, whatever you decide to do, I support you 100%. And 53-year resident here in the beautiful city of Inglewood. And, you know, I left Alabama to get a job. Can't get a job in Inglewood, if you can't afford it, then I got some land in Alabama I'll sell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, and staff. My name is Stuart Bailey, and I'm just going to put this issue to bed because we're tired of hearing about it. We are not going to build houses on a place that is underneath a flight plan. It is very poisonous. It wouldn't do you any good. You could sue. You could talk to the highest man in the land. It's not going to happen. So the Clippers are here. They're coming. Deal with it. Night and have a great week.
Pretty sharp there, Mr. Stewart. Pretty darn sharp.
Michael Benbow, First District. I approved of the mayor and council's assessment of what we need to do with that land and know that it's made in good consciousness of the city. I've worked with this city for a long time for $0, and I think I got say-so in it too. We need the progress, and we need to concentrate on making this city great. We're going to do that. It's going to happen real soon. Thank you.
My name is Diane Sombrano, and guess what? I lived in this city since the time it was a beautiful city, where we had broadleaf canopy trees. Our schools were at the top of the educational scale rather than at the bottom, and where residents were actually participants in their government rather than having them kicked out. You did not, in fact, let Mr. Alfonso speak more than a minute. You had him escorted, shall we say. But let me point out the entire residential sound project is under the flight path. So yes, in fact, there are many homes under the flight path. And it is interesting that you have said to misinform that no one wanted the land. In fact, there was a bakery that was denied. There was that theater group that was denied. Yes, in fact, there was a bunch of different places, including a YMCA, that the city council denied. So yes, in fact, that land was wanted by others. So how about you stop with the misinformation? The documents exist, even if you have someone destroy them. Because guess what? Some of us do keep copies of documents you like to destroy.
We'll close public comment. Any council comments, Councilman Dodson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank Chris Jackson for going out with me last night to the 6th Avenue Block Club meeting. We had a wonderful meeting, very informative. It turned out to be more than a meeting, more of a conversation between the citizens of 6th Avenue and myself and Chris Jackson. It really was a wonderful time, and the one thing I like about their meeting, they serve you food. So we really enjoyed that. I want to thank them also for inviting me out to their block party this past weekend, as well as 5th Avenue had a wonderful block party as well. And the mayor and I both attended both of those block clubs. I want to just say one thing before I ask the mayor to close the meeting in honor of Lawrence Johnson, a longtime resident of Inglewood. He was 60 years old when he was killed in an accident this past Saturday. I just want us to start using some common sense. You know, that land laid fallow for many, many years. It was not making the city a dime. It was just there. So where were this Uplift Inglewood at that time? I mean, we could assure you some suggestion then. But, you know, we're not going to put something there on land that is as valuable as that land is. It's not going to bring a benefit or a tax dollar to the city of Inglewood. That's just common sense. And I think the mayor and this council has done a wonderful job in making decisions. Now, I mean, we all have different politics, that's fine. But when it comes to common sense, we should all have that. And, you know, you can come and keep coming, but speak to us like we got some common sense. With that, Mr. Mayor, I want to ask you to close the meeting in the honor of Lawrence Johnson, longtime resident of the city of Inglewood.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of announcements. You know, we're always talking about jobs here in Inglewood. That's a priority for the council and for staff, is to find as many jobs as we can for those that are looking for employment. And in that regard, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning from 10 to 1, FedEx is doing a job fair, which is going to take place at Rogers Park. As you may know, FedEx is building a facility right across the street from Rogers Park, and it should be, ready to be up and running shortly. So they are doing the job fair. Again, that's tomorrow morning from 10 to 1 o'clock. Please let folks know if they're looking for a job. This is an opportunity to apply and see what you can get. And there's jobs from everything from truck driver to office staff to moving boxes to just doing a variety of job opportunities. So please come out. Look forward to seeing you there. We'll kick off the day tomorrow morning just after 7. A lot of us, the council members, the mayor, will be out there walking with the kids. Tomorrow is the International Walk to School Day. So we'll be in at our different schools, walking with the children to make sure they get to school safe, and also to let folks think of other forms of transportation as we do that. So it should be an exciting morning for us. I want to thank the 400 block of West Hillsdale for inviting me over last Sunday afternoon for a block club meeting. It was a great turnout, a lot of good discussion that took place, and I want to thank the Inglewood Police Department. We had 2 officers there that took part in the discussions to talk about what's happening in Inglewood, talk about public safety, and we had a really good meeting, so I want to thank them for inviting us to be a part of that. That being said, have a good night. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep Chris Jackson busy again, just like Councilman Dotson did, because he'll be going with me tonight to another block club meeting. But enjoy your night and the rest of your week. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Franklin, District 4.
Yes, Mayor. First of all, let me address the public resident in my district making comments that are not valid, and I need to make sure it's on the record. The property that has been brought up with reference to Uplift and the other area that's underneath the flight path, it's interesting to identify that if you're going to talk about development, you need to know the content of the agreements proposed for the developments. And what's asinine about it is to realize that the proposed developers wanted gift of public funds. Gift of public funds. Shake your head if you want, but you weren't at the table, and it went public, and apparently your records are not correct. So I want to make sure that that is understood. We're now in the process of doing land that has been dormant. We as a council have identified that land will be sold at market rate, and therefore we're looking for prospective projects that will generate job opportunities, revenue streams for the city, particularly when there was reference about sales tax, parking tax, job opportunities that would be available. That's what we're about. Finally, I do want to acknowledge that I will be participating at the International Walk to School. I will be working with Worthington Elementary School, and I've already met with the principal, Mr. Perez, and we're all set for tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.
That was just over the same.
Okay. The only reason that I go over these things at the end, because there are people that watch these meetings, And we need to set the record and make it clear because we have interest at work actively working against the best interests, in my opinion, of this city and its forward progress. They would have you think that somehow affordable housing is a free prospect for the city. It's not. The reason affordable housing is affordable is because somebody puts up money to defray the cost of the developer so they can either sell or rent at a cheaper price so their prospectus is made. That's the only way affordable housing works. And this city has been an active participant in making sure affordable housing is available in the city of Inglewood. We have more affordable housing units in this city per capita than any city in the South Bay. The Regent Square project over on Regent Street in the 600 block, the city put $13 million in redevelopment bond money towards that. Was it more than that? 13.4 million, my esteemed colleague lets me know, toward that. You know what? Because that's the way that the developer can build it and make it affordable. We've given a subsidy to the D3 site, the Thomas Safford Associates, the old Buffington Cadillac site, will have some affordable housing in it. We just broke ground on Path Villas a few weeks ago. The city put money up for that so that they could defray the cost for the residents. So we know how to build affordable housing. And not only that, we have more than anybody in the South Bay. But when it comes to the 22 acres, Councilman Franklin made an excellent point. We had a lot of people come that wanted something for nothing. It's really easy to give things away, but that's not what the city's in the business of, giving away public funds. To take this land that the city accepted FAA money for to purchase, some parcels 25, 30 years ago, that was bought at a very cheap price, do you know for us to get it back what we'd have to do? We'd have to pay fair market value right now for it. That fair market value has been set by the land across the street. So we would pay probably 10 times what the FAA purchased it for. And then you know what we'd have to turn around and do? We'd have to sell it to a developer for a discount. So not only we paid 10 times what it got was what it went for in the first place, then we'd have to discount it and just give away a gang of money. And then you know what we'd have to do? Then we'd have to rezone the land to make it residential again after we entered into a covenant with the FAA that we would not do that. And then you know what else? Then because we purchased it back, we couldn't have the money recycled to our residential sound installation program. If we sell it to somebody, well then that money goes back into our RSI account and we can sound insulate more homes in the city of Inglewood. So to say now that these parcels that nobody cared about until we got into an ENA with the Clippers is now the best only place to build housing is disingenuous, and it appears to me it smacks of some type of collusion. It would be municipal malpractice, and I'll say it on my behalf, it would be malpractice to do that with this land that's generated no property taxes, no revenue, no jobs, and take the potential to generate $15 million a year in property taxes split between the city, the state, the sanitation district, the community college district. And the schools are funded. They're funded by property taxes that pass through the state. So this is just a total sham. It's ridiculous. And I, for one, am not going to entertain it for 1 minute. So with that, we're going to close the meeting in the name of Lawrence Johnson, a 60-year resident of Inglewood, and in memory of the 59 people and in sympathy for the 500 others that were injured in the tragic event in Las Vegas of a couple days ago. We're adjourned. Pumped up, right?